What's going on, Tar Heel Nation? It's your boy Alan, one half of the Hill Brothers. We're going to put on this watch party. UNC versus Clemson. How we feeling? Oh, man, people was in here early. I see the night of one said, good luck this weekend. Hey, man, we appreciate y'all's support. I know you took advantage of us a couple weeks ago. That does not mean that you have to, keep checking in on us like it's a wellness check. I appreciate that. That's awful nice of you guys to come in here and check on us and wish us well. No, I'm just kidding. I appreciate all the guys over at the United Ones. Man, it is 10 to 15 minutes from kickoff. I talked to my brother a little bit ago. He said that there is a palpable feel around the stadium that there's some excitement inside Keenan. He said that Ludacris had a massive concert out in front of the library, that he thinks that there was more people out there for Luda than there was for Chris out there at the TCU game, which, I guess a free Luda concert is, always worth it, if you're into that kind of thing. If you're not, then you're not. To each their own. But apparently, a free Luda. I mean, it's not very often that you can say you had a free Ludacris concert. So, man, I don't know how to feel about this game, guys. UNC comes in almost a 14.5 point underdog. ESPN's giving them a 22% chance to win. So it's not looking good for the Tar Heels. You know what I mean? But we're gonna find out. Max Johnson is getting the start. Gio is unable to go due to injury, so Max Johnson is getting the start. And Tor Newkirk, the rookie, is your backup today. He is QB2 if something was to happen to Max during the game. So that's kind of telling too. Everybody, all we heard, since Mr. Baker had committed that Bryce Baker was the truth, and he's really going to be somebody, and he's third on the depth chart. I'll be interested to see how that plays out next season, as to who's able to take the reins for QB1 after this season's over. Yeah, man, throw in your score predictions. Send us your thoughts. So let us know how you're feeling about this game. Are you nervous? Are you excited? Are you kind of just watching? You just kind of watching to see the spectacle of a 1-4 Clemson team and a 2-2 North Carolina team? You just watching because you're a fan, or are you watching because you're enthused about your team? Having a possibility to see what your team looks like coming out of the bye week. Both teams are coming out of a bye. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of wrinkles that both teams put in, whether it be Clemson, whether it be North Carolina. It's going to be interesting to see. I would expect to see some wrinkles out of both teams, offensively and defensively. I'm sure the offensive package that North Carolina has been running, you would assume has been tailored to not Bryce Baker, Gio Lopez a little bit, and so I would also assume that they've put in some packages and some throws and some plays for Max Johnson to be able to get have his best play calls in. Defensively, I think I haven't confirmed, but Price Yates was listed as probable for today's game. So I'm going to be interested to see if he is on a snap count, or if he's just a full go. And what kind of impact does Price Yates have on the football game? Coming out of UConn, he was a big time pass rusher. He gave UNC fits in the Fenway Bowl up in Boston. He gave UNC fits in that game, and then pretty much after that game was over, he hit the transfer portal and said, "Hey, hey, I'm gonna come join you guys. I like you guys, so Price Yates comes over, and I'm interested to see what Price Yates is going to do. I hope he can finds a way to stay healthy. I hope he's 100% cleared off of that concussion, and he's able to get after the quarterback today. If he plays. Hey, Tar Heel Ron, what's going on, Tar Heel Ron? Tar Heel Ron in the house, holding down the comment section. Tar Heel Ron's always in the comment section, holding it down, keeping people straight, giving people the business. It's good to see you, bud. I think we missed you this morning. On Tar Heel game day. It was kind of early. That's 7:30. That's 7:30 start for a Tar Heel game day. That's early. You was probably out, mowing the deer fields and all that good stuff. So I'm glad you made it for the game. Yeah, I have not been able to see anything on Price Yates whether or not he is actually going to be playing. I haven't seen anything on that. Well, I'll try to keep looking and see if any of that I can find that pops up anywhere. Throw in your score predictions if you haven't already. But yeah, I needed some sleep. Been crazy busy last 2 months. Hey man, you take all the rest and all the time that you need, good sir. We can only ask so much of our favorite commenter, our favorite person, Tar Heel Ron. We can only ask so much. We can't expect you to be everywhere all the time. You just come in and hold it down for whenever you can come in and hold it down. You know what I'm saying, Tar Heel Ron? Funny thing about Ron, I went to add you on Facebook probably like 2 or 3 months ago, and it said that I went to add you as a friend. And it said what how did it does not appear that you know this person. Unable to send friend requests. I was like, what? I 100% know this person. This person is literally friends with my brother on Facebook. So if my brother knows him, then of course I know him. But yeah, that was a whole debacle. Facebook is limiting who you can and cannot be friends with these days. I guess so that was, but it finally all washed out. Um, Game day is currently on. They're going through the picks. Let's see. Theo Vaughn, guest picker at Alabama. Alabama Vanderbilt. That's a cool place for game day. But I really thought that game day would probably be at the Miami Florida State game. I thought that might be a good place to have it, but I guess they thought otherwise. Seven. Yeah, that's it. That's it. 7-Eleven always open, but you're not always working. Man, I've went in, some late night trips coming home from various places, whether it be the beach, a Tar Heel game, and go into a 24-hour convenience store like 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, and people just, you know, there wasn't a soul in it. They're just like hanging out in the back. You know what I'm saying? Just hanging out in the back. And then like you walk in, you can walk in, walk out, with your pockets full of stuff. And then you seem like never worse for the wear. Then you walk up to the counter and you're like, woohoo, and then they come out of the back. So yeah, 7-Eleven, you're always open, but you ain't always working. Hey, this is interesting. The panel on game day is picking Louisville to upset Virginia. Now, Louisville is home. Louisville is the home team, but it's interesting to see, UVA coming off that huge overtime win against FSU is getting outpicked 3-2 by the game day panel. Yeah, the ESPN is SEC biased, but I mean, we got the ACC network crew down there, Eric McLean and all them boys and gals and guys down there. So they'll do just as good of a job as the ESPN game day crew can be. But man, Who doesn't love some Pat McAfee? I love me some Pat McAfee, and I think that comes from my WWE uh my WWE watcher. And he was on there for a while, and he was a real good commentator for that. Oh, man, I'm just ready to get this. I'm ready to. I'm ready to get this game going, man. I, it's just. I'm tired of waiting. It's been 14 days since the Tar Heels have been on the field on to for the game. I need them to. I need them to. I need them to. I need them to get on with it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Tar Heel Run? I need them to get on with it. Now, Nathan said I got to put the scoreboard up, but that would require me to know where the scoreboard is. Let's see. Those are loops. This is great editing. This is great radio, right, guys? Thank you. Nope, that's not it. Logos. No, that's not there. What do you think, Ron? You know what the scoreboard is? You know what the scoreboard is, Ron? You know how I can get the scoreboard up? If not, we'll just. I wonder if it's in banners. Submit. Oh! Wait a minute. Oh, this might be it right here. I think I found it, Ron. I think I found it. So UNC. Let's see. Let's edit this. No. Edit this. I think I found it, Ron. I think I found it. I found it. There we go. UNC. Zero. Space. We're going to figure this thing out, Ron. I'm not as proficient, but we're going to get it right. We're going to get it right. There we go. Save. Save. Show. There we go. Hey, look at there, Ron. I got this thing figured, baby. I got it figured. Finally, score is 50. Oh, 52-17. Ron, good gracious. Holy smokes. I thought I was terrible. Okay, I don't feel as bad now. I said 35-17. I said 35-17, Ron. I ain't ashamed. I said 35-17. But 52-17 is wild, especially for a team that's struggled to score the ball offensively. Clemson hasn't been that great offensively either. And Klubnik hasn't been all that impressive the first four games. Or no, first four games. So it's that's interesting. 52-17. 7 times 7 is 49 plus field goal. Yeah. No. Yeah. That's a lot. But do you think they're going to score 7 touchdowns? 7 touchdowns? You think Clemson's putting up 7 tutties? That's wild. Oh, Dez picked Florida to beat Texas. Also very wild. Very interesting. Come on, chat. Throw you. Oh, Tar Heel Ryan. Yes, they are pissed. Yeah, I mean, I agree. They're pissed. I agree. I think Dabo's pissed. But being pissed off doesn't mean you're going to just automatically, revert to the team you were last year in the college football playoff, or come out of the bye week with a sense of enthusiasm. But I will say, Kate Klubnik is a front runner. So if things go downhill for UNC quickly, and Clemson gets up 14-0 in the first quarter, then Klubnik has always been the guy that likes to play from ahead. So I could see the 52. I don't know. I would like to think Dabo has more respect for UNC and Bill Belichick than hanging 52. But I guess if it gets out of hand and they put up 28 or 35 in the first half, I guess 52 could. I guess 52 could. 52 could be a possibility. Um, so there is that. I hope I'm wrong, but Carolina hasn't shown any life. No, you're right. North Carolina hasn't shown any life offensively, and the lack of offense has hurt the ability for the defense to be consistent throughout the whole game. So I'm really looking forward to seeing. I'm looking forward to the game, but these boys still talking. Everybody's picked Alabama except for Theo Vaughn, and Nathan said the stadium is absolutely packed. That's good to hear. That I like that. I'm glad. I figured the Clemson game would be a packed crowd. Um, I'm glad that the UNC fan base hasn't 100% given up on UNC. Pat McAfee and Nick Saban are absolutely twirling towels, and Pat is standing up on chairs, and Nick Saban's buying into it. I love me some Pat McAfee. He's great. He's absolutely awesome. Who's the trolling meat stick? I'm not. I'm not real sure. He's uh. There we go. We'll take care of that. Ban user and delete the comments. There we go. I think he was promoting that. I think he was promoting his crap stream of a network. Hey, there's Luda. They got Luda on the TV. Ha ha! They got Luda on the TV doing his concert. Man, Nathan said it was packed, but he didn't say it was majority orange. Good gracious. I hope that's not now. I do believe this is live. Well, I guess that they showed. Okay, so they showed the Clemson section first. They didn't really give it a chance to pan around. They showed Clemson section in the blue zone. We all know most of the people in the blue zone stay inside and network, as the wealthy people like to say. They come into network at the blue zone instead of really watch football. And I can say that because I've been in the blue zone where it hasn't been really full. And you look at the blue zone now; it's not really that full. You know, they're inside networking and eating all the free tasty food. Clemson is getting the ball first. The student section seems to be quite full. Uh, Nathan said it's packed, but I see a lot of seats available. I guess we'll see. As long as it's a good atmosphere, that's all I care about. So, we're going to put Clemson's offense out on the field first and see what they got. You know what I'm saying? See what they got. Oh boy, here we go. North Carolina, Clemson. It's about to go down. No return, no return. they got anything for us. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't seem that loud in there. Oh, see, this is what I thought. Oh no. Hmm. Well, I don't think that's how North Carolina wanted to start the game. But I guess when your quarterback can't throw the ball, I guess you got to have your wide receivers to throw the ball. So there is that. Well, I guess we'll get to see the offense first. this is that's wonderful. That's that's wonderful. Okay, well that only took 11 seconds, guys. That only took 11 seconds. Yeah, I can't. Ron, I really can't believe that happened to us, Ron. I really just can't. Eh, eh, well, everybody give. Yeah, Jake, it very well could be a long day if that it could be a long day if this is how that's going to go, man. I was expecting some wrinkles coming out of the field for both teams, and when Clemson threw it in the flat, I was like, oh, this makes sense. And then the wide receiver pulled up like he was going to throw it, and sure enough, that Joker Dagum did. But let's see what Max Johnson brings to the table, and that's this is not starting off well, guys. Already a false start. It's not exactly the start that you dream of. It's first a rough first two. The first two plays are rough for UNC. 75-yard touchdown and a false start. Well, three plays if you count the point after. So the two meaningful ones: a 75-yard touchdown pass and a false start on the first play of offense. Um, but yeah, let's see what Max can do. I like. Oh no, they called that a encroachment. Oh, there we go. There we go. I'm interested to see how Austin Blask is going to hold up on the edge. Come on, Demond, you got to hit that hole a little harder. He kind of saddled. He got the first. You are 7 seconds ahead. Oh, sorry, Ron. I'll try to delay my. I'll try to temper. I'll try to temper. I'll try to temper my comments. There we go. I like what they're doing right now. They're trying to get Max, in a rhythm, get him comfortable with the game speed, let him get some balls thrown around. And I'm glad they're doing that, not just, trying to pound it, pound the run, pound the run, pound the run, let Max get out there and throw the ball and, get a rhythm. And it's good to see Jordan Ship get get his first catch, wearing the Tylee Craft jersey. Although play action, oh no. Wow. I like what we saw from Jordan Ship right there. He had his eyes on the ball. Oh yeah, we got to watch out for Avion Terrell, guys. That was a good play by Jordan Ship right there. Ali Tylee Craft. Maybe Jordan has a big game wearing the Craft jersey. That'd be awesome. That's a good run on first down. Good run on first down. It looks like the offensive line is getting a good initial push on these running plays. The running backs aren't having to dodge that tackle at the line of scrimmage. They're a couple they're a yard or two on the positive side of the line of scrimmage, but before they get touched. So it looks like the offensive line has come to play against this powerhouse of a defensive line. There we go. Yeah, see? It's a good job. You know, I'm liking how the offensive line is playing. You know, albeit the first drive, how North Carolina's first drive is always, good. North Carolina's first drive is usually pretty spectacular. Needless to say, but they're outside of that one corner blitz that Terrell got a free hit on Max there. It was, oh wow. Mhm. Benjamin Hall, man, he really laid the wood there, man. He really put the pads on him. And coming in, Clemson has not been the greatest run stopper. They have a lot of talent. T.J. Parker, Peter Woods, Will Hill on the defensive line. Sammy Brown, and at the linebacker room. That's unfortunate. Um, But, they got a lot of talent in that front seven, and North Carolina's been able to get off the ball. The offensive line has been jo- the offensive line has really been pushing the Clemson defensive line around, I think, for the most part. It's good to see. Yeah, I don't like a flag call on that one. Oh, just missed him. I was surprised they didn't go run there. I was really surprised they didn't go run there. And a little miscommunication in the route, could be expected. Could be expected. It's not necessarily you know, they don't have a lot of continuity together, you know what I'm saying? Oh, get in there. Phew. Sneaks it. Sneaks it. Okay, so the offense had the ball. What do you guys think? How are you feeling after the offense had the ball? Same old Carolina trading threes for seven. I agree. You would have liked to have had seven there. Um, I will temper. I will push back a little bit, and to say that North Carolina went down the field. It wasn't 3 plays and a 50-yard busted coverage that led to a touchdown. Um, and the defense was only on the play with one play. I understand. Trick play got them, but now it's the defense's turn to come out and play defense. Now, the defense now has to, understand. The defense now has to understand that you got to play sound fundamental defense. The cornerback bit on the flat route, and understandable because I mean, look what happened to UNC's defense against UCF. UCF threw in the flat over and over and over again, and had a ton of success doing it. So when Dabo throws out that first play into the flat, you think, "Oh, here we go." They watched tape, and then they just used it. They used North Carolina's, aggression to prove that they want to not let the flat, burn them like they did against UCF, and everybody bites to the receiver in the flat, and the receiver, pulls up and lofts one downfield over the cornerback's head that was looking in the backfield for 1 or 2 seconds too much. So okay, so that plays out of the way, but let's see how this defense can stack up against the Clemson offense that has been struggling. Ron, you got the chat. I'm go get my drink. All right, I'm back. And unfortunately, that play happened to Thaddeus Dixon. And Thad typically does not get beat in those type of ways. So I would expect Thad to really tighten up here. You know what I mean? I think that might be the first completion on Thad all season. I don't see Price Chase on the field. Adam Randall is 6'2", 220, and he's carrying the ball an average of 5.9 yards per carry, just as a reference. Getting pretty much 6 yards a clip. Hey, my wife's in the chat. Hey, sweetheart. Oh, man. Again, Klubnik is a front runner. If Klubnik has a chance to get completions early and often, oh, wow. I got no words. I got no words, guys. That drive is just a lack of being able to tackle. He looks out of bounds right there. Right there, it looks like he's out. I don't. This defense does, has come out slow, man. It looks like they forgot how to tackle. I'm not real sure. They got a shot. The sideline is tore up. Yeah, this is not an ideal start for your defense. The defense is now putting the offense in a precarious situation. Yeah, Ron, it does look like he should be marked out at the 10. They upheld the call. Wow. Wow. Okay. Well, I get, that's that's unfortunate. North Carolina didn't get the call there at home, but, North Carolina really didn't play. North Carolina did not play good enough defense to keep him out of the end zone anyway. So, around that 52 might, around that 52 might be in play right now. The way this defense has looked, they won one play first drive, the run, the pass, and the pass. The defense has been on the field for 4 plays and given up 125 yards. Oh, 150 yards in 4 plays. It's it's not ideal for your defense. And coming into this game, you North Carolina had been relying on their defense to stop opponents, and for some of the for for certain portions of the TCU and UCF games, especially in that first half, the defense really kept North Carolina in the game, and the games really didn't get out of hand until the second half. So it's kind of concerning that the defense has already let up 14 points in the first 7, 8 minutes, 7.5, 8 minutes of the game. It's not, it's really not ideal. Man, oh man. And man, I'm just kind of lost, man. I don't know what to say. I'm not going to say I'm not used to the defense being a wet paper bag, but this season, for the most part, I'm not used to North Carolina's defense being a wet paper bag. You know, they've been fooled on some play actions. That one pass to Randall that scored, you saw they hit Clay hit the play action, and then you saw the linebackers jump, and then they just left Adam Randall alone in the back in the flat and he just makes a couple guys miss and walks it in to the 10-yard line. Then the referees give him a gift. But needless to say, I mean I fully expected Clemson to score on that drive, even though he did step out of the 10-yard line. It might have just took another play, maybe two, if UNC was lucky. So, yeah, Ron. Right now, it could be a long day if North Carolina goes 3-and-out here, and or if North Carolina doesn't get points or just gets three. You can't trade threes for sevens. Yeah, I am interested to see the second drive. What do the drives look like going forward for North Carolina from here on out? You know, you got Woodaz. You got these big linebackers. You know, we got to see North Carolina's got to get some rhythm offensively and try to put seven up on the board and let your defense know, like, hey guys, we're in this thing today. Let's go. The defense needs some picking up, and it's the offense that's got to pick up the defense. Normally, it's the defense that's keeping the offense in the game, but it looks like so far that it's the offense that's going to have to keep the defense in the game. Ooh, Sammy Brown. Oh no, that was Khalil Barnes. My apologies. Uh, I don't know what Freddie was thinking there. That's the dumbest play call I've ever seen. Well, you, why that's befuddling to me. Freddie Kitchens, why do you call a wildcat formation? I don't understand that. You're basically saying, hey, we are not passing the ball. We're going to run the ball. I mean, Max Johnson's been successful so far, and you took the ball out of his hands. And and then McGinnis shanks the ball out at the holy heck at the almost daggone 50-yard line. This is absolutely ridiculous. You literally punted the ball 20 yards. Jesus Christ. Somebody. Oh boy. Okay, Tar Heel fans. Better hang on. This could get ugly. It could definitely get ugly, especially if Freddie Kitchens is going to call a freaking wildcat run play on 3rd and 3 when Max Johnson has been throwing the ball around the field. Like, I don't understand. It makes no sense. None. I have no excuse for why the heck Freddie Kitchens calls a daggone wildcat offense play. I mean, this isn't 8th grade football. I have zero words for um I just have no words for the play calls I just seen. And I don't know what to say, guys. This first quarter's been hard to watch on both sides. Well, not the first drive was great, and then until Freddie decides to put Caleb Hood in the backfield with Demond June and call a a direct snap run on 4th and 3 when Jordan Ship has been open pretty much the entirety of the football game, and then you just completely ignore the fact that you have wide receivers on the field. It wasn't like it was a trick play like Max Johnson was at quarterback and they direct snapped it to Caleb Hood running through the backfield. It was literally Caleb Hood lined up in the QB spot, took the snap, and went. That's not going to work against a defensive line that has probably 3 first round draft picks on the defensive line. It's just baffling, straight baffling. That was a good play by Thad Dixon there. Hey, that is 2 great defensive plays back to back by the North Carolina defense. Third and 18. Defense. We got to get out. All kinds of defense has got to get off the field here. That's close enough that I think Clemson's going to go for it. There it is. Man, oh man. Man, oh man. The one thing that Clemson has not done, that was a hold. Clemson has struggled with pass plays of 20 or more yards, and every one of their touchdowns have been 30 or more. So there's that. I, what do you say, Tar Heel fans? That was a mistake there, too. Jesus. You can't make this stuff up, guys. This is awful. This. Uh, man. I just. Yeah, well, this game is, out of hand, and now this Clemson defense can just, pin their ears back and be super aggressive on everything, whether it be runs, passes, it doesn't matter. It's I think they dropped it. Mm. Oh boy, 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 boy! What a start to this game. Just Marcus Allen has not been playing his best football, that's for sure. Um, he has been picked on quite heavily. He was picked on last year quite heavily, and you know, a lot of the times he answered the bell, and sometimes he didn't. But today, this season, he hasn't really answered the bell at all. So yeah, Marcus Allen's going to have to step up in order for UNC to keep them from scoring 100. It looks like. I'll push back on that a little bit. Wins with recruits, wins and losses aren't a huge thing. Um, if they want to come to North Carolina, obviously they'll come. That was a good tackle. They're not going to look at the season before and be like, yeah, well, North Carolina's not good, so I'm just going to decommit. That's a lot of people typically don't do that now. With North Carolina having a rough season, there could be negative recruiting or um so yeah, the negative recruiting where other universities are like, hey, North Carolina's not good, this experiment with Belichick's not working, blah 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 blah, whatever they want to say, and they'll pitch that to the recruits and see if they can give them the flip, maybe offer them more money or whatever, more playing time, blah blah blah, or whatever, but you know typically recruits just don't look at the games and be like, now North Carolina's not doing good, I'm out. Yeah, I mean, the season, the North Carolina coming into this game still had a lot to play for. The entire AC season was ahead of them. Um, this Clemson team was preseason ranked fourth. Yeah, they were off to a bad start, but at some time, Clemson had to wake up, and it was always going to, it always seemed like it was going to be North Carolina that they woke up against. It's just it's just unfortunate that it started like this. Holy smokes, brother. The defense, had third and 18, let up 15 on the next one on a catch that Jesus Christ. So they had two back-to-back plays where they really stifled, Clemson. Then they let up the one, then gave up the fourth down conversion, and everything's flowing Clemson's way. And again, Cade Klubnik is a front runner. He does not like the game to be close. He does not like to be down. When things aren't going well for Cade, things aren't going to go well for Clemson. And now that Cade has a 21 to nothing lead or 21 to 3 lead, this just sets up to where Cade can I'll be interested to see if they overturn this. If they do overturn this and give it to North Carolina, that would be something. Usually in situations like this, they'll take you into the referee room and you get to hear what the referees are talking about. But yeah, all three phases are pretty terrible. It does look interesting. Ruling on the field is upheld. That is two calls that have not went UNC's way. Yeah, Ron, these referees aren't giving UNC any favors. That one's up in the air, but that one where he stepped out of the bound at the 10-yard line, they took the camera and zoomed in, and you saw where the white paint had been messed up where he stepped out of bounds. Uh, Oh, come on, Thad. Dang, son. Um, you know, I don't know, man. North Carolina, nothing's going North Carolina's way right now. Just absolutely nothing. It doesn't matter. The refs, the play calling, the defensive giving up extremely huge plays. Oh, there's number 8 just running wide open. I saw it coming. You could see it out of the backfield that they wasn't even looking at him. Nobody went with the running back. Absolutely nobody. Oh, yeah. Wowzers. It wasn't an out and up move. He ran out of the backfield. This guy ran out of the backfield, and the safety is not paying a lick of attention. I need a cigarette, guys. I need a cigarette. I need an alcoholic beverage. I need. No, Tar Heel Ron. I agree with you, buddy. I thought he had full control of it on further examinations, but it didn't go our way. Okay, guys. So yeah, no, that's 2 plays. Coleman Bryson was in that he was in the chase playing the safety spot in chase down. Um, the play in the end zone that probably should have been ruled an interception. Coleman Bryson was involved in that one, and was out of position. Then Coleman Bryson had his eyes in the backfield on the play action too long and let the running back out of the backfield and walk into the end zone. 2 plays. I understand that That's 2 plays, and I understand Will Hardy. Hey, 28-3, Bill has been here before. Jake, yeah, 28-3. Bill has been here before. He you know what? Let's go for it. North Carolina's about to come back and win. You're right. That's it. 28-3. North Carolina's been here before. You're right. I completely forgot that North Carolina has, you know, Bill Belichick as a head coach, and he gets down 28-3 and comes back and wins. Um, I don't know what North Carolina does. They're obviously, not they're not good. Um, they're just not good at all. This is a shit show. Roy Melton, I am not going to disagree with with I would probably agree with just about anything that gets said in this chat, pertaining to the Tar Heels. A hot steaming pile of dung, check. Um, Awful play calling. Let's call a wildcat play on a 3rd and 3 when you're already down. You're already down in the game, and stupid play calling. Check. Um, is time to give up on Bill. This team is absolute garbage. This team is absolutely garbage. I 100% agree. Um, you know, uh, but Bill Belichick would have to walk away. Um, Bill Belichick, will have to be the one to leave because if North Carolina wants Bill Belichick gone, then they owe him like an exorbitant amount of money. Tar Heel 24/7 will put some blame on the fans for not coming or leaving early. I don't think I would agree with that one, uh, Louise. g- uh, Tar Heel 24/7 reporter or writer Jacob Turner on Twitter. If you're not following him on Twitter, he is a hoot. He has said here, and I don't have the ability to pull it up and show it on screen, but I can tell you his tweets. Jacob Turner, this is me. Jacob Turner, give me one thing UNC is good at. I'll wait. Jacob Turner, 4 plays and 14 points with Clemson. Horrific. Jacob Turner, just a whelp with a crazy face. Um, UNC is playing as if it's still in the bye week. A simply embarrassing performance by Bill Belichick's team. That was the Tar Heel 24/7 crew. We could we could have saved 20 million by keeping Mac. Yes, we could have saved 20 million by keeping Mac. That is exactly right. Boosters won't put up with this another season. You see how they kick and kick Mac down the road. Yeah, yeah. Quan's in here, just laughing it up. Yes, 70 new recruits, and almost all of them suck. Oh, and we're sitting here talking, and it's another 3 and out, and I never even realized they had the football. I honestly thought that was blocked, and it might have been tipped or something. Well, she thought TCU was sad. By God, she's going to learn what sad is after this. Oh man, this is not what I had envisioned for UNC coming out of the bye week, guys. I'm just, let's see. There is something I can that will you know this sums it up right here. And hopefully my brother sees this, but this 100% sums it up. This is the feeling. This is the feeling already, and it's only the second quarter. You're just kind of standing here looking, and you're just like, really? I could have been at a festival with my wife and kids, but I decided to sit here and do this. And I don't mind hanging out with you guys. Hanging out with you guys, talking ball, that's great. Um, but watching this pathetic performance against Clemson, and I could have been at a fall festival with my kids and wife. Yeah, that's not a great feeling. But life decisions and decisions are decisions, and uh, yeah, this sucks that this is the type of performance that UNC puts out in the bye week, and it's on in the second quarter. I mean, there's a chance that they have 40 before going in the half. You're right, Quan. I should have went to the festival. They're missing May so much, and he's balling the Bills former team. Uh, yeah, Drake is playing good for New England. They got a big time test Sunday night against the Bills, and so yeah. I mean, Drake May. I mean, it would be nice to have Drake May right now. I would love to have some Drake May. Sam Howell. I don't know. I might take Nathan Elliott at this point. Whew. I mean, I don't know. Give me Chaz Surratt at quarterback. Holy cow! I mean, we got to have somebody, right? And everybody thought Gio was a problem, and we're seeing that. I don't. It might not be Gio after all. Oh, more stream bots. Let's go. Bub's gonna have Bubba's gonna have a new AD coming. He's gonna want his guy. Rick Sullivan, I think the new AD was involved in the selection of Bill Belichick. It's a combination of like talent on all those, not just not a bigger team. You're right, Jake. Um, it is a culmination of all things. Yeah, if North Carolina had a competent offense, I think things would look better. Um, and and this is just the thing. This Clemson team come in down, and it was just I told Nathan, I was like, This is the game that Clemson comes in and just has that quote unquote get right game, and that's a 100% hold. There was a hold in the backfield, and they just let the play go. There should be a hold. Well, they 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 finally and the crazy thing is that he didn't even have to shove him in the back. He could have caught that ball. He could have caught that ball without shoving Marcus Allen in the back. More flags. Oh God. Two calls in a row for UNC. Let's go. Yeah, let's go. Oh man. That's the only thing we can get excited for right now, guys, is that penalties are being called against Clemson. Oh man, let's go, refs, back them up. What is it? Second and 25, second and 30, second and 35. Oh, oh, there's another flag. Holding on the offense again. Let's go. It's going to be second and half the field. You can't make this up. Oh my God. Is it first and 33? See, there's CJ Mims. We got to get some life into the defense. Like, there's a long way to go in this game. And it's like second and 32, second and 31. Maybe Klubnik makes a mistake and we get the ball and get some points. I don't know. You know, he's got all day to sit out there. That was a good open field tackle by number 12. Way to go, Gregory Smith. Excellent open field tackle there, sir. I wonder if they go for it. Well, that's the most North Carolina thing ever. Let's call a timeout on a field goal try. Well, and he missed the field goal. No, John, this is not football. I'm not sure what this is. This is awful. This is like death by a thousand. Well, it's really not death by a thousand cuts, but I guess having to watch it is like death by a thousand cuts. But it's been more like death in like four plays. Like this game was over in the first quarter, and that's terrible. You know that. Ha, mm, it's not good, guys. The offense is backed up inside the 15. It's and now you got to hope that Max Johnson can come out and get something going. Jacob Turner just said it best. UNC sold us dreams after the first drive against TCU, and it's been a nightmare ever since. And that's what it's been. North Carolina felt like it was going to run the table this year the way they came out that first drive of the football game of the season against TCU, and after that first drive, it has been nothing but nightmares ever since. That that's 100% accurate. I just yeah. Tar Heel Ron come in with a brand new score prediction 52-3. I think the 52 you might have hurt yourself with the 52 because Clemson wasn't able to put it across on that drive for 7. Keeping it Hill on Twitter, Mac Brown kept us competitive and didn't have the resources this regime has. Maybe Mac wasn't the problem. That's an interesting take. Yeah. If these people would come in the chat and like post their links to whatever they're posting. If they could bring like, 500 or 600 viewers with them, that'd be awesome. Until then, you're banned. You're deleted, sir. You're fired. That was a definite hot take by keeping it hill there. Oh boy. Julius Peppers at the game again. Mm. Yeah, I like that play call, Max Johnson. You know, that's a good play. That's the best thing Freddie thought of. Mm. 3 and out again. This is ugly. I think a lot of these fans will be leaving at halftime. Oh my gosh. This game. I think this game might be worse than UCF and TCU. Honestly, I mean they're just failing in all three phases of the game. The only reason Clemson didn't score a touchdown on their last drive is because they penaltied themselves all the way across the 50, and had to come back across the 50 to get in field goal range that they obviously couldn't make. Mm. Our punter should get the game ball. I agree, Ron. I think the punter is you know outstanding. I think he's averaging like 20 yards a punt right now. Here, I can look that up. Let's see. Chat. What do you think Tom McGinnis is averaging punting today? Hmm. North Carolina is 0 for 5 on third down attempts. Clemson is 1 for 4 and 2 for 2 on fourth down attempts. Clemson has 10 first downs. North Carolina has 3. Total yards 311. to 51. They have 273 passing yards to North Carolina's 44. Again, Cade Klubnik being a front runner and, having things go his way and under zero pressure, really helps him, really helps him succeed. So, there is that. Oh, well, I guess the stats are a little skewed. Tom McGinnis has punted 4 times for 156 yards, an average of 39 yards. But here's the kicker, guys. He has a long of 60, and his average is still 39. Like I don't even know what you I don't even know where North Carolina goes from here. The student section looks half empty already. I'm sure there's plenty of North Carolina fans that have already left the game. Have already left. Yeah, Kate Klubnik's all smiles. It's all terrific. He's gonna be like, oh, we're back, guys. We're going on a run. Then he's gonna face a real football team and he's gonna be in the exact same predicament he was 2 weeks ago. I'll be curious if Clemson doesn't come out and they're too deep after halftime, especially if they're up 35-3. Give Cade maybe another drive to get it to 42, and then let the backups take place. I mean, because this North Carolina team isn't going to threaten this Clemson team at all. It's it's really bad how bad North Carolina looks against Power Four teams. And there it is. Wow. Woo! Let's go, team. Yeah, there goes the students. The students have seen enough. Okay, Alan, I'm going to find something productive. This team sucks. I don't blame you, Ron. I'd go be productive too. Ron, I appreciate you coming to hang out with me, brother. I hate that this team just laid an absolute crap egg. You know, maybe we can fire some of the staff. I'm not sure. Yeah, have a good day, Ron. We'll see you tomorrow on Sunday Tar Heel, maybe. My wife said she's going to Wing King. That's excellent. Hey, it's a Johnson and Johnson connection. I've been waiting to say that one all day. I'm actually glad I didn't try to. I'm actually glad that I didn't convince my wife to go to this game. What the actual heck is this game? Uh, Official Jaguar Gator. That's a good question, brother. This is a North Carolina team that apparently did not come prepared to play. So that's what we got so far. North Carolina came out about as flat as a sheet of paper, and that's what we got so far. But hey, Jaguar Gator, hey, we appreciate the raid. I appreciate y'all coming on over. If you like what we try to do these every game we can. The home games I do them, the away games me and my brother do them. And the only reason I do them on the home games is because my brother is an usher, and he's there. At the beginning of the game, he was escorting the fans to their seats, and now my brother is probably escorting my brother out of is escorting the fans out of the stadium. So, yeah, if you enjoy the content, like, subscribe, share, tell your friends that you might have that are Tar Heel fans. We appreciate all the support. We're gonna uh we're gonna ride this one out. We'll be here all game. You Clemson fan, if you know some Clemson fans, send it this way. And we want all the smoke over here with the Hill Brothers. We're gonna ride this out, win or lose, win, lose or draw. escort Bill Belichick out of college football. He made them worse somehow. Lou, you might be right. I don't know. It's looking that way, man. Bill Belichick's tenure for college football has not proved showing a winning football so far. The armchair gamer. Hey man, you don't have to feel bad for me. Uh, I don't know how much you know about North Carolina football, but it's been this way for a long time. It's a labor of love, guys. It's a labor of love. We do it because we love the Heels, and when they win, we're excited. When we lose, we just stick it out and chat with the people that come out. Um, Lou, I, I think I don't know exactly what his buyout is. If UNC wants to part ways with Bill Belichick, his buyout is tens of millions. But if Bill Belichick wants to leave, his buyout is only like a million or two. So it's really weighted heavily to it's really giving favors to Bill Belichick for leaving. And if UNC wants Bill Belichick to leave, then he gets paid the big bucks. Do you have any explanation? Did you have Kevin? Did I have any expectations coming into the season for Bill Belichick? I did have some expectations for Bill coming in. You know, historically, his teams at New England, and again, this is pro football, so you don't really know. But his teams in New England, they were always well coached. They didn't have, they wasn't a heavily penalized team. All three phases of the game, if nothing else, they were well coached and well prepared. And this game, it's not the only one, but this game really, and North Carolina's coming out of a bye week, so this is their first game in 2 weeks. They had a whole week. They had 2 weeks to prepare for this team, and they came out, and the first play was a trick play that gave up a 75-yard touchdown pass. That's unfortunate. Then North Carolina went down the field, scored three, and then the next drive, North Carolina's defense came out and couldn't even tackle. So it's they really looked unprepared and not even ready to play this game defensively, if I'm being honest, which is really sad, because I thought, if anything, that Bill Belichick would have his team well coached and it would be a prepared team, and they don't look like they've been coached up to play this game, and they haven't looked prepared for this team at all. And Clemson has had a bye week as well. So they had 2 weeks to prepare for North Carolina, and their game plan has worked flawlessly, honestly. No, y'all don't got to feel sorry for me. My brother's at the game and he can't leave because he works for the university, and so he's there for the home games, and me and him do this thing together on the away games. So he has to stay there in the stadium, and if I feel so inclined, I could just be like, what, forget this, and just turn it off. But that's not what we do over here. We could be, you know, a Clemson fan site could come find us and jump in here and just start talking on the smack, and they wanted, and we would talk right back, and we just take it. It's all in good fun. Like I said, it's a labor of love. We love our Tar Heels over here, and football, basketball, baseball, you name it, we cover it. Matter of fact, Tuesday is the ACC media tip off, where ACC media gets together and talks. Kick off the basketball season. Me, my brother, and Tori will be live from ACC tip off in Charlotte. So come check us out for your basketball news. And there's a running joke. Basketball season is just around the corner. So we have that. The armchair gamer. I'm a Virginia fan. Here, things could also get ugly in our game against Louisville. Hey man, the armchair gamer. The The game day squad, they actually picked Louisville to win that game 3-2, and I was surprised. I mean, I understand Virginia's on the road, but Virginia just had this huge. He's way out of bounds, and and I couldn't believe that they picked Virginia to lose that game in Kentucky or Louisville. Sorry, um, it was really surprising me after that big game against FSU. But yeah, the Cavalier Connection. When we play you guys, we'll have the Cavalier Connection podcast on, and we'll chop it up with them for a preview for a scouting report show in the coming weeks with them. So that's something you can check them out, and they do really good work for the Cavaliers. Oh yeah, Lou, we we love pro wrestling around here. We me and my brother fiddled with a Hill Brothers wrestling channel. We with all that we try to do with the Hill Brothers collegiate channel. We just really ran out. Just there's just not enough hours in the day. But hey, Lou, man, I appreciate you subscribing, and I hope to see you back real soon. Hey, and Hamster, I'm sorry, I'm just now seeing it. Uh, but yeah, he could have went to Atlanta, and I don't know if it would have been good or bad. Um, uh, I I'm still going to give Bill Belichick the benefit of the doubt. There's 70 new players on this team, and Mike Lombardi admittedly said that first recruiting portal cycle, all they did was fill the roster. Just try to fill the roster. They wasn't really evaluating good talent, bad talent, no talent. Um, so I don't think they understood. I don't think they had a real good understanding of of how the whole process worked, honestly, coming in, and they were behind, and now and the product on the field shows that they're really behind. You know, I'm gonna give them a year, maybe another one. Oh, let's go, Thad. Um, so I'm gonna give them a year, maybe two, and then if it doesn't work, then North Carolina has the ability to cut bait. Then that's not an interception. He dropped it. Mm. I read here then. I'm counting on St. Louis was undefeated and somehow not ranked. Yeah, Louisville's undefeated. I'm not sure who they played and how good they looked. So I mean, I guess we'll see. But man, I hope y'all go up there and I hope y'all go up there and beat him, man. Tony Elliott, he seems like a good solid fella. You know, the stuff that he's went through with that football team is things that no coach should have to try to lead his team through. And I really hope he's got things turned around. And man, y'all just keep winning football games, and maybe lose to North Carolina if you feel so inclined when you come to North Carolina, and then y'all go on to the ACC championship and just win the whole dang thing. Then go show out in the college football playoff. Oh man, this is this is this is this is rough. And now I think Thad landed on the ball and hurt himself. Could have broke a rib the way he landed on the ball there. He's your best cornerback. That's not good. Oh, he was down. He was down. Hey, CJ Mims, get him a sack. Get him a sack, CJ. Hey, Jaguars, I appreciate you bringing all your watchers, your followers. I appreciate you bringing. I appreciate you bringing all your people over here and supporting out the Hill Bros, man. I hate this ain't a better game for your people to watch, but we got what we got today. It looks like, and it don't look like it's getting any better. And for the people that are hanging around, I think my brother is going to try to get on here, right around halftime. So maybe he'll pop in here and, give us his post mortem before too much longer. Uh, you know, I don't know. I don't know if he'll if he'll come in at halftime now or not, but I guess we'll see. Uh, they almost got K'd again. Yeah, we even had a pregame ludicrous concert, and we couldn't even get up for that. Dave Portnoy, guys. This is Dave Portnoy's. Now take it with a grain of salt. I would not hold it against Belichick if he just quit at halftime and was never seen again. Somebody has to get him the heck out of college football as soon as possible. Oh, here's another good tweet from Josh Graham. Mac Brown inherited a two-win team from Larry Fedora, yet he still went 7-6 and never lost by more than 7 points in his first season back in 2019. He never won fewer than 6 games in the 6 seasons of his second tour of duty at UNC. Bill Belichick inherited a 6-win team and had a significant heightened budget, yet these are the results. Some good points there by Josh Graham. The only person that's playing with some energy and toughness is Jordan Ship. And it's really sad that this is the performance that, North Carolina's put on the field. Thanks, thanks, Michael. I really appreciate it, bud. What a highlight play at the end of the first half. Jadavion Goss jumps over somebody. Whew, it's halftime, baby. What y'all think? North Carolina gonna come back from 35-3? Oh man. Oh man, I'm gonna go refill my drinky drink, and I'll be right back with you. Y'all hold down the chat. Leave the questions, drop the comments. Make sure you put all the jokes and the funnies. I gotta y'all make me laugh so I don't cry over this stupid Tar Heel game. Gotta go, but hope you keep up the good work for the rest of the season. I hope UNC season gets better for him. Hey Kevin, man, I really appreciate it. We're going to be here week in, week out. Whether win, lose, or draw, it just depends on if we're wearing clown masks by the time November runs around or not. That could be something. Or we might just hop on the camera with bags on our heads with the record typed on it. I don't know. We'll figure something out if this train wreck continues. But man, I appreciate you stopping by. Ugh. Okay, guys, we're back. Got a fresh Coca-Cola in the Chick-fil-A cup. Let's hit some stats real quick. You wanna read these? Here, let me pull up the stats on my telephone here. Um, we'll just go with team stats. Team stats right now. First downs: Clemson 14, UNC 5. North Carolina is 0 for 6 on third down. Clemson is 1 for 5, 2 for 2 on fourth down, and North Carolina hasn't went for a fourth down yet. Total yards: 367 for Clemson Tigers, 78 yards for North Carolina. Same old. Everybody thought. Geo. Everything. Everybody thought that Max Johnson was going to come in, and this offense is just going to have like this miraculous turnaround. We're just going to be able to move the ball, and it's just not come to fruition. 326 yards passing to 66 yards passing. 22 for 24 for Cade, 11 for 18 for Max. Only 41 rushing yards allowed. Only 41 rushing yards for Clemson. North Carolina's rushed for 12 yards on 10 attempts. That is good for 1.2. North Carolina is holding Clemson to a 3.4 per attempt. Clemson has 4 penalties for 40 yards. North Carolina has 2 penalties for 10 yards. No turnovers. Okay. Yeah. So, man, it's really bad out there. Antonio Williams has thrown 1 pass for 75 yards. Cade has thrown 21 and it's thrown for 251 yards. That's might as well say 11 yards per pass. He's thrown 4 touchdowns. Gideon Davidson is actually your carry leader for Clemson. He's got 4 carries on 18 yards. Adam Randall has been held to 3 carries for 13 yards, which is below his season average of a 4.3. Peter Woods, number 11, has 1 carry. David Izume has 1 carry for 3 yards. Receiving, TJ Moore has 5 catches for 108 yards. Adam Randall has 3 catches for 65 yards, and 35 of those yards was on his touchdown catch. Christian Benator, the tight end, 2 catches for 53 yards. He had a 45-yard touchdown catch. Bryant Wesco, 2 for 42. He has a 36-yard a 36-yard catch. Tristan Smith, three catches, 29 yards. Antonio Williams has been held to 2 for 19. That's not terrible. Antonio Williams was one of the better wide receivers coming in, but he's coming back from injury. So we have long catches of 75, 35, 45, and 36. All of those would be considered catastrophic plays if you're talking to the older team. So yeah, that's how Clemson, accumulates almost 400 yards of offense in the first half. Switch over to the North Carolina side. All right, it's not, yeah, I'm just over here cutting onions. If you see some tears rolling out of my eyes when I'm going through these stats, all right. Um, I done got on Max Johnson's stats by himself. Max Johnson is 11 for 18 for 66 yards. That is good for 3.7 yards per attempt. Benjamin Hall is your leading ball carrier with 3 carries for 11 yards. Max Johnson has toted the ball 4 times for 2 yards. However, he has been sacked for 7. He sack yardage that doesn't count for sack yardage. Damon June has 2 carries for 1 yard. Caleb Hood, took that stupid wildcat handoff for a carry, and that was -2 yards. So that's awesome. Jordan Ship, he's been the bright spot. 5 catches for 41 yards. Jake Johnson does have the 1 catch for 8. Shanard Clower has 1 catch for 8. Davion Goss has 1 catch for 6. Damon June has 3 catches for 3. Jaden Peterson has 8 tackles, or 6 tackles all by himself, 1 tackle for loss. Kamari House 5 tackles. Smith Vilbert has 3 tackles. Marcus Allen has 3 tackles. Greg Smith has 3 tackles. CJ Mims has 3 tackles. 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss. Leroy Jackson 1 tackle. Caleb Cost tackle. Oh, Price Yates has recorded a tackle, so Price Yates has been in the game. Yeah, and that's basically all the sadness I have. There's a few tears, a few tears. We'll just wipe those away. Um, it's really sad that I would say the game kicked off at 12:05. I would say that by 12:30, 12:40, this game really felt like it was over for North Carolina. Um, Nathan was talking about the place. The stadium was packed. There was an electric atmosphere around Keenan before the game. You could really feel it, and then Clemson gets the ball first, Clemson comes out and hits a trick play for 75 yards and a touchdown. Very first play of the game, North Carolina. North Carolina then returns, gets the ball, goes down the field, scores 3 points. Clemson comes back out. 3 plays later, scores another touchdown, and it's 14-3 in the first 5 minutes of game action, or 8 minutes of game action, and then North Carolina goes 3-and-out. Clemson gets the ball, marches right back down the field, gets another 7, and basically at that point that the game is just over. Um, and that's how it's. North Carolina hasn't been in a game like this where the first quarter has been the quarter that really cemented, lamented the game as being over. Um, and it's never over. It's crazier things have happened in sports, but I'm gonna say it's over because North Carolina has not scored. Hasn't scored 35. Well, yeah, they scored 41 against James Madison, but 7 of those came from the defense. But Carolina hasn't scored 35 points against a Power Four opponent. So, and if they haven't shown the ability to do it, then there's no reason to believe they have the ability to do it. So at this point, I don't know where North Carolina goes for the second half. If I know Bill Belichick, Max Johnson's still going to be in there. I guess they're going to try to work out the kinks. Get ready for Louisville, not Louisville, California in 2 weeks, because North Carolina is going to take this loss on the chin into the bye week, and have 14 more days before they get to hit the football field. Well, no, not 14 because they play on Friday, so 13 more days before they get to see the field again. Um, it's I don't know where North Carolina goes for here. There's a lot of different ways this program can go. Um, the coaching staff could lose the locker room where the players just lose confidence in the fact that the coaches can put these players in good positions to actually win football games, or maybe going into the second bye week, you hope that somehow they galvanize with each other, and they're able to win, find a way to win some of these games, um, going forward, and that's what you hope as a fan of UNC, is that they going into their last bye week, they really figure something out, and are able to galvanize it as a unit, and go across the country to California, and pull out be able to get a win, get their first ACC win in California, versus you got to kind of cleanse the palate after losing two games like it looks like they're going to lose. This one, the UCF by 34, then you're down by a whole 32 to Clemson at halftime. We'll take a look at what's going on around the league, around the country. Y'all want to see what's going on around the country? NCAA football. In the ACC, of course, Clemson is beating North Carolina 35-3. Pittsburgh is up 31-0 at against Boston College. Wake Forest, Virginia Tech. Start of the second quarter, Wake Forest is up on Virginia Tech, who just knocked off NC State. Appreciate y'all. Wake Forest is up 10-7 in that ball game. That's the only ACC games currently going on. Top 25 wise, Georgia is up on Kentucky 21-7. Iowa State is getting blown out by Cincinnati 31-15 at halftime. Iowa State is the 14th ranked program in the country, and they're at Cincinnati, and Cincinnati has a 31-15 lead at half. Michigan, ranked 20th in the country, is up 10-7 against Wisconsin. They're in the third. Illinois is up 30-14 on Purdue. Penn State kicks off at 3:30. Texas, Florida, 3:30. Of course, Alabama, Vanderbilt at 3:30. Notre Dame, Boise State, 3:30. Virginia kicks off at 3:30. Oklahoma, 4 o'clock. Miami, Florida State. I think that's going to be a really good game. We're going to find out if Miami's for real. They go on the road to Tallahassee. That place is going to be on absolute fire. If any of y'all are Florida State fans, go check out my guys at Plant the Spear on YouTube. They do amazing things over there at Plant the Spear. But that game is in prime time on ABC, 7:30. Yeah, I'm gonna try to tune into some of that game. 7:30, Miami, Florida State. Florida State did take that big L against Virginia in overtime, but sometimes it just works like that. But we're gonna see how good these two teams are. We're going to find out if Miami's for real with Carson Beck. He looks pretty formidable. Miami's already beat 2 ranked teams. Florida State could be the third. Florida State's, I think, is averaging 53 points a game. So, I mean, thank you, ESPN Ticker, for that information while I'm talking about them. So, it's going to be a good game. Well, I hope it's a good game because the ACC is in prime time, and any amount of eyes on the ACC is a good thing. I just wish the eyes that's on the ACC right now, would be a little more favorable for North Carolina because. But whenever you flip it over here, some of these people are probably hate watching because they just absolutely despise Bill Belichick. So you're going to have your anti-Belichick people, and they'll get on social media and they're going to rag Bill Belichick, and it a lot of it will end up being his fault, and maybe they'll blame lack of talent. But again, I say this like I said in the preview and prediction, and the scouting report. This Clemson team is a very good Clemson team. They have not played very good, but they have not played good at all. But the talent on that roster has tons of NFL talent. There's no reason why Clemson should be 1-3. Um, this I'm not going to say I expect North Carolina to be down 35-3 at halftime. But it is what it is. Um, I was hoping North Carolina put up some more fight than they have, but 35-3 is what we get. And it looks like coming in is my beloved brother. Hi, brother.
Hey, can you
I
hear
can't.
me? Can you?
No, I have no audio for you.
No.
No audio.
What about now?
No audio. Show the people the film, man. Give them something to give them. We got.
But can you hear anything?
Yeah, I got no audio for you. He may or may not get it figured out, guys. I'm not sure.
What about now?
He's trying to do it off his phone. We got 3 minutes. 3 minutes till 3 minutes till kickoff of the second half. You with us, Nate Dogg?
Hear me?
No. But yeah, I don't. So we really hope that. Oh well, Ashley said that she could hear you, Nathan. You're just breaking up a little. Maybe it might have been on my end that I couldn't hear you. Oh, I can't. Oh, Nathan, I am so sorry. It is my AirPods are not connected.
All right. Can everybody hear me now?
Nathan, they can hear you. It's on my end. My AirPods were not connected to the. They were connected to my phone to hear some of the game. I hear you.
So everybody can hear me, right?
Yeah, everybody can hear
me.
you. That's my fault. I completely forgot
Okay.
my headphones.
All right. This is what that's cool. That's cool. Hey, I got you. No problem. This is what I want every North Carolina fan to do. I want them to give up on this team. Bill Belichick, the thought process of Bill Belichick is a mastermind of football, and that he is a guy that prepares is out the window. It is gone.
Yeah.
That time is over with. The Bill Belichick of old is done and over with. Let me tell you something. North Carolina came out of a bye week against the Clemson team that is struggling to stay there alive. 1-3 the first time ever in the Dabo Swinney era. It's not looking good for them. And they come out not prepared to defend whatsoever. Freddie Kitchens has got to go today. Today needs to be the last day of Freddie Kitchens. I don't care about it being mid-season, anything. Number one, your team comes out and gives up a touchdown first play of the game. Number one, first play of the game.
Yep.
Then your offense comes out and they get some momentum. They're driving. It gets to a 4th and 2. Go for it. This isn't the NFL. This isn't an NFL where you come in and every time it's going down, you just kick the ball. You just kick the ball. You
don't have anything to lose.
And your defense looks, they cannot cover. They have decided today they are not guarding the flat at all. At all. They're not even looking at him. They're not touching it. And Clemson's able to do whatever they want to do. This team has quit on the coaching staff. It's the team has quit. I'm sitting here watching them, and they have quit. And honestly, I wish every North Carolina fan in this building would walk out. If I could, I would absolutely do it. And I don't walk out of games. I would walk out.
Yeah. No.
So, honestly, in my opinion, no fan should show up for this for the rest of the year. I'm tired of playing. It's 70 players. It's development. It's just that and the other thing. No.
Right.
No. It's not that.
No, you're right.
This is stupid. And this is just an embarrassment of North Carolina and its riches. And quite frankly, I'll be real with you.
The stadium reflects it, dude. They just showed a wide shot. That stadium is empty at halftime.
Well, here's the thing. I will give Carolina fans credit because it wasn't until it took 2 hours to get through the first half.
Yeah.
But sure enough, Carolina fans stayed in this building a lot longer than I thought they would. They were
Yeah.
here with like 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. So it's
Yeah.
just been a bad day. And honestly, um, I'm in complete embarrassment. This is worse than JMU. I don't care. This is completely worse than JMU.
Yeah.
This is just horrible. The great pass there by Max Johnson to Kobe Payshore. Max Johnson looks the part. He looks like he's good. He doesn't have hardly much time in the pocket.
Yeah,
You
well,
know,
right now Max
uh,
Johnson's just not taking the field for us. They're showing a graphic. He's 11 for 18 for 66 yards. So,
and a lot of this has
you
got to do
know,
with stupid play callings. Let's
yeah.
call it QB sneak on 3rd and 13.
How do you feel about the wildcat they ran on the third and 3, 3rd and 4,
That's why
or the
Freddie
3rd and 2?
Kitchens' office needs to be being cleaned out. I'll go do it myself. I'm right over here. I will go clean out Freddie Kitchens' office right now for him because that is just
Yeah,
stupid. It is ridiculous.
it
And
is.
Clemson fans, I know you're excited today. Don't worry, you have real football teams to go play the rest of the year, so you guys still have question marks about your team. Enjoy
Yeah,
today,
that
but this is bad. Honestly, if Bill was let go today, honestly, I think I'd be okay with that. To be real with you, I normally am not like this, but this is an embarrassment. This is an absolute embarrassment to the university, to everything that they sold us over the
I
last
agree.
9, 10 months. It's a complete and utter like embarrassment. And quite frankly, dude, I'm telling you, man, it is just no wonder players are leaving. No wonder. Anyway, I gotta get out of here. I'm gonna knock out some stuff. I don't have much ushering to do because you can kind of tell it's just me and my boy Craig back there. He's awesome people.
Yeah.
He's been a good sport to hang out with. But yeah, so uh, guys, I don't know what to tell you. Quite frankly, I'm glad that it's another bye week, and I'm glad we got basketball this week because, quite frankly, I don't feel like talking about football anymore. There's
Well,
nothing to talk about.
we gotta ride the season out, baby. Gotta ride the
Oh
season out.
yeah, we're gonna be here, but
I've
quite
I've had
frankly, it's not
I've
gonna
had
be very
people
cheerful podcast.
I've had people. We got rated by some Jaguar Gator fan 9. We got rated. He shared our stream, I
Awesome.
guess, and they had a bunch of guys, people come over talking about, oh man, appreciate what you're doing. Thanks for doing this. I'm sorry you're doing this. I feel bad for you. But you got my subscription just for being here and putting this content out. I was like, don't feel sorry for me. I was like, this. It's a labor of love. We do it because we love our Tar Heels. We're going to be here, win, lose, or draw. Even
During
if even if
the
it's not good.
During the Niners game, we had Grossi. Grossi did an awesome job with that, man. He sent us over big time NFL streamers, sent a ton of people over, and they subbed. So
That's awesome.
glad to have that, man. So hey, appreciate everybody
Yeah.
that's doing that for sure. But hey, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna go hang out. Me and Craig we're gonna ride this wave together. We talked about having a smoke break and an ice cream. So
Yeah. Well,
yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
yeah, I might need a drink.
Yeah.
There's
And
got
I'll
to
tell
be
you one
some
thing, it's a
rally.
lot hotter out here than it has been. This thing
Yeah,
is scorching. And it's only like
I saw
70
this.
degrees.
I saw the student section have all their rally towels on top of their head. I was like, it can't be that hot, right?
Oh, dude, it
Um,
is, dude. It's
but
kind of it's
yeah,
crazy.
make sure you secure me some rally towels because I'm pretty sure people will leave them
I've got
craps on the
4.
ground. I'm
Oh
pretty
yeah, I've
sure
got 4 of them.
you'll probably find like 20,000 on the ground because nobody wants that crap after today.
Yeah, no
Um,
joke. Hey, I
it's not.
appreciate you guys. Thank y'all. We'll see y'all.
I see you on the post game, bud.
See
Live check in from Nathan Lowry. 1/3 of the Hill Brother live from Keenan Stadium, coming with the juice. He says everybody should be fired. I don't disagree. I'm glad y'all got to, I'm glad y'all got to hear Nathan with his on the ground stadium. It is packed. Most of the ushering is done and over with. it would seem. So now he's just going to hang out and help everybody get get to their destination safely, which should be the Dean Dome for everybody. All those people hopefully, are walking to the Dean Dome or going to go get a bite to eat, then go to the Dean Dome. Um, and then go support the basketball team in the blue white game tonight. It's not airing on TV, unfortunately. We'd probably do some kind of watch party for it because basketball is what drives UNC. Well, you would think what drives UNC because the football team is just lacking. But it does look like Max Johnson's putting together a little bit of a drive. He's thrown for 44 yards, throwing 4 passes. He's moving. That catch us up. That was a nice catch by Javari Green. Bobbled it, called it, turned it upfield. I like. Let's see if North Carolina can punch it in. You know. I don't know if it's against the ones or the twos or the threes or the fours, but let's just see if North Carolina can put some points on the scoreboard, make it a little less obnoxious. Looks like there's going to be a hold there, so that first down run will be coming back. Um, but yeah, man, Nathan come in, spit and fire. I mean, mm, the, saying Bill Belichick, the genius mind of Bill Belichick's no longer here. North Carolina came out unprepared and and not ready to play. And that first quarter, it really demonstrated how unprepared North Carolina's defense, especially on the defensive side, how unprepared they weren't. Um, Showing this graphic of Mac Johnson on TV right now, you know, no matter what you think about the guy as a quarterback and as a football player, as a human being, just just having the ability to be able to come out there and perform how he is performing is just amazing. Um, multiple surgeries, a handful of surgeries, 5 or 6, or might have been 7 or 8 different surgeries on his leg, just for the hope that he was going to be able to walk again. At one point, they thought that he might lose his leg, and it's bigger than sports. As a human being, you're just glad that he can come. He has both of his legs, honestly. Um, in order to, and on top of that, being able to rehab and essentially a year going from the not exactly having knowing whether you're going to have a leg or not to being able to play football at a power 4, excuse me, level, and have people wanting you on the field is just amazing. So let's we'll see what happens. Looks like an all out blitz. Oh, come on, Jordan, come on, Jordan. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Little personal foul. We'll take that 15 yards. Thank you. Man, I really appreciate you 52 people coming and hanging out with me. I appreciate it. That means you're willing to endure. You're willing to endure this torture just 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 as much as I am. Well, North Carolina. This is what North Carolina needed to do. take up half the quarter, go down. Use the time, keep that offense off of the field. It's a little it's too late for UNC for this game, but I mean, going forward, the defense has got to limit the explosives. The defense can't give up one play scoring drives. They can't give up 45, 35 plays that result in touchdowns. You got to keep the ball in front of you. Create some negative plays. Create some negative plays and then get your offense back on the field and go on these longer drives. Um, but at some point, Freddie Kitchens has to be willing to let North Carolina, Max Johnson and the receivers to try to push the ball down the field. I mean, I'm not asking for it to be an air raid offense where you're looking to hit the 20 plus yard passes, once or twice, once every series. But, throwing the ball 10 yards, having routes that break at the sticks, that's not terrible. And I know the pass protection isn't great. Um, just like right there. Um, so you know, you you just hope they learn something from this game. If nothing else, North Carolina has one heck of a kicker. I don't know how many years of eligibility he has. Oh, and I just jinxed him. I just jinxed him. Well, I said North Carolina has one heck of a kicker, and whatever. It's just not. It's just that kind of day. But he had plenty of leg on that kick. Um. So there's you gotta look ahead. You gotta look ahead. See what's on the horizon and going forward. North Carolina's. Unfortunately, I don't know how you want to look at it. They have a bye week coming up. Then that 10:30 game on the West Coast against Cal. Then you come home against Virginia. Then you got another Friday game on Halloween against Syracuse. So that's your next three games. An off week and then three games. Um, I Virginia, Virginia doesn't look right now. Virginia doesn't look like a game that North Carolina has the ability to win. Um, Syracuse, I guess we'll find out more about them. They did beat Clemson, um, but during that Clemson game, their starting quarterback went out with a torn ACL. Then they get obliterated by Duke the following week. So I guess the we'll see how Syracuse recovers before North Carolina comes up to the Carrier Dome or whatever it's called now for that football game. And California's got a big win over Minnesota, but then had an absolute travesty of a game against San Diego State. So I'm not going to say there's opportunity on the schedule, um, but at the same time, there's opportunity. North Carolina State and Campbell are tied at 7 right now. So North Carolina State doesn't look good. Well, here I'll pose a question for those that are watching. Say North Carolina doesn't win another football game, and the last two games of the season are Duke and NC State, and somehow North Carolina finds a way to win both of those. Are you, as UNC fans, satisfied with the season, or is it by that time? Is it just too little, too late? I'll throw that question out there for those that are tuning into the video. So that would mean they would be 4-8 if they win the last 2 games of the season against Duke and State, get the victory bell back, go to Raleigh, beat a state team that North Carolina hasn't beaten in a long time. Um, would that satisfy you as a fan of UNC if you're looking at a 4-8 season, but your 2 P4 wins come from Duke and NC State? Let me know what you think. Halfway through the third. At this point, they should probably just put in a running clock. First series for K. Klubnik. If they go down and put 42 up, I don't think you'll see much more of him the rest of the game. Um, yeah, North Carolina does go to Ireland to face TCU next year. That was a trip that I thought I was going to be on. I honestly don't think I'm going. Well, actually, I'm 100% no, I'm not going to Ireland now. That trip's completely off the table. Oh, there we go. Andrew Simpson. Okay. You know, we need more, we need more consistent play like that and less like flash in the pans play like that. That would be great. Shout out to the students that are still there, like screaming their heads off. All 25 of them, it seems like. Shout out to the 55 of you guys that are hanging out with the Hill brothers. We appreciate the heck out of that. Who was that? Hardy. Well, North Carolina got off the field. What do we think about that? That's only the second time today that North Carolina has gotten. I'm pretty sure it's the second time today that North Carolina's gotten off the field without allowing points. Oh man, this is great. This is awesome, guys. I there's only so many words that you can put out, and we're about out of words to put out. We need some positives. Andrew Simpson got a big time sack on third down there. To get UNC's defense off the field, which is something they really couldn't do in the first half. So that was big time. Big time play by Andrew Simpson there. He's been a highlight for UNC's defense in the 4 games so far. CJ Mims got a sack on Klubnik today. So it's coming from the defensive line getting pressure. Price Yates has recorded a tackle. It's nice to see him get back on the football field. First appearance for the UNC this season, coming off coming clearing concussion protocol and all that good jazz. A healthy Price Yates is really has the ability to help improve UNC's pass rushing abilities. Really help that defense. Really help that the cornerbacks and the safeties. Not have to cover those wide receivers as long if we can get some pressure up front. So yeah, I don't, that's it until the football starts back. Right now we're on a commercial. Guy playing some golf for some Michelob Ultras. Currently need something stronger than a Michelob Ultra to deal with this game, but We're here. We're having fun, right? You guys having fun? You know, Y- is hopefully North Carolina. I'd like to see North Carolina get some points. Get some points. My score prediction was 35-17. So if they could score 10 more points and not let Clemson score any, that would be fantastic. You know, 35-3. I said 35-17. Uh, so yeah, we only need two more touchdowns. If that'd be awesome. 35-17. You kind of feel better about yourself. Um, if you can score 14 points against the second stringers, probably third stringers. Um, get Max Johnson some continuity with the receivers. I'm not real thrilled that we just keep throwing to the back out of the backfield. That I know it's an extended run play, but again, Freddie Kitchens, let the guy push the ball downfield a little bit. These short to intermediate routes. We need to do something other than throw it to the guy running out of the backfield. Oh, low snap. That's not good. What? Yeah, that'll get us a first down. Hope he's okay. Big fat guy landed on him. I don't think he's feeling too good after that one. Well, it's a first down, so Freddie catches us dial up. Some inside run. Oh, yeah, there we go. There we go. Demond June. Positive plays for Demond June. Yeah, if I'm Clemson fans, I'm not really sure how I'm going to feel about this game. Do you feel like this is the Clemson that could have been, should have been, or or is uh, or is Clemson like, yeah, well, everybody's pretty much done this to North Carolina, so you know this is just status quo for what happens to North Carolina in Power Four games. Leacock showed some nice speed there. UFC 320 is tonight. Who y'all got, Uncle Live or Pereira? That's going to be another good fight. If I think if Uncle Live can get that fight to the ground, then I don't think Pereira's going to stand much of a chance. What about y'all? Clemson's bringing some pressure, and It's incomplete. Hit him in the ear hole. That could have been illegal. Hands to the face. Got his hands up under the face mask. I mean, what you doing there, ref? We don't call illegal hands to the face anymore. Right up under the face mask on the chin. Jesus. Oh, there definitely should have been a flag on the play there, guys. Nobody knows who you are. Sorry. They just kind of, nobody knew who you were. They just put you on camera because there's not that many people in the stadium. Yeah, I think that pass went to Paysor because he was being held. And, the referee just decided not to throw the flag for whatever reason. That's one of them where you just throw it at the receiver that's being held in order to get the flag. But unfortunately, the referees did not want to throw the flag. Even though he was being hung on to. There was a third stage clinger on the back of Paysor there, but nobody wanted to throw the flag for at least defensive holding. Man, what a game. What a game. Cue the Jelly Roll music, guys. Somebody save me. This is a long game. This is a long, long game. Oh, hockey season coming back around. 4 more days. Hockey kicks off. Go Canes. Hurricanes. See if they can make it to the playoffs just to get bounced out again. I guess we're going to see if the defense can hold them to another 3 and out. Well, that'll be interesting. That's good pursuit there. Oh, there you go. There we go. Second stringer in. Well, North Carolina clogged up the offensive line, the line of scrimmage there. Now it looks like they're running with a little bit of pace. Well, I wouldn't say pace, but they're not substituting in order, so trying to catch North Carolina from substituting also. Wow. Mm. Yeah, they're currently highlighting all of UNC's failed coverages. Um, and that's all it took. Those 3 touchdown passes, and it was over. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow, guys, they're going to try to get some targeting action too. Yeah, see? That's retarded. Boy, these referees, they really know how to slow up a blowout. Jesus Christ. And it's always these games that take forever. It's never the 14-14 games on national TV that are being played at a high level that take forever. It's this slop. It's the slop. And this is what this is, slop. We're going to stop for a target when you can clearly see that he used his hands first. Hands first. But we're going to go to the booth to see if it's targeted because he got absolutely rocked. But just to make this game even longer. So it's just the second string quarterback that's in. It's not second string skill players. It's just the second string. It's just the second string quarterback, not the skill players. So still the first stringers for the skill guys are out there. Big guy, 6'4". I would expect a quarterback sneak here, a quarterback draw, a quarterback run, quarterback something. Come on, Steve. Come on, Steve. Make daddy proud. Make daddy proud, Steve. Get this stop on 3rd and 1. Let him kick a field goal. Hut. Oh, Caleb Cost was there. Just not there. Well, I mean that was a pretty good lick by Cost there. It's just that guy had like 8 inches on him and probably 50 pounds. And he was the only one in the area. So. Woo! Oh, Steve Belichick. Ha ha. Oh man. What a game. There's Price Yates getting absolutely no pressure. Caleb Cost with a first down saving tackle. What's trending in the universe? What do you guys think's trending in the universe? Do you guys think there's what's trending in the universe, guys? It's definitely not Carolina football. Hey, y'all hold up the 4 fingers. We're going to play the song, okay? We're going to play the song. We're going to play the song. Hold your 4 fingers up. We're not playing the song. Hey, you know how I feel about this game? That's it. That's it. That's it. Yeah. That's how I feel about it. All aboard. The doo-doo train. All aboard. Everybody get on board, guys. Get on board. Get on board get on board. The train's leaving the station. Highway to nowhere on the lonely train. Highway to nowhere. Lonely train. I think the train never left the station, honestly. I'm not sure if the train ever left the station. And that's sad because all this new regime, North Carolina finally went all in on football, you know, and it seems to have all been a pipe dream. Well, there's always next year, and there's always basketball season too. So and that starts right after. Anna Yee. I wonder how she feels after this game. Yeah, it looks like Dabo's upset about about the lack of hustle from the defensive lineman that was coming to switch out with 10 seconds to go on the play clock, forced them to use another timeout. Yeah, talent perspective, North Carolina overmatched against Power Four competition, which is no good. Yeah, they're eager for winning football, but winning football is not eager for North Carolina, apparently. And oh, look at Shefflin still trying to hurt the hearts of UNC fans everywhere. Oh, he ain't feeling good after that. He ain't feeling good after that hit. He felt that one. The Keenan turf felt that one. Third and goal. Here we go. Oh, nobody is with. Yeah. Student section's going outside. There's more people in. There's more viewers of this Hill Brothers live watch party than there are students in the student section. We appreciate all you for hanging out, sincerely. And it is now 38-3. So let's update the scoreboard, shall we? We'll update the scoreboard one more, another time. Change that 5 to an 8. That's always, it's better than 7. Better than 42. You know what I'm saying, guys? Uh, I can't say I'm surprised at the outcome of this game because I'm really not. But I kind of still am kind of surprised at the outcome of this game. I mean, you come off a bye week. I mean, I just thought that you might, play a little bit more inspired football coming out of the bye week against, a Clemson team that has been down. They haven't played to their standard the first 4 weeks of the season, and you're both coming off a bye week. You're expecting your team to come out with effort and intensity, and kind of play with their hair on fire, and they come out and play like they're stuck in petroleum jelly, and it's just a letdown. I don't know where fans go from here. Do can UNC really expect fans to continue supporting a product that's being put out on the field week in and week out? Um, and and if North Carolina, the university, expects that, then I don't even know how they could expect that. This isn't professional sports, Belichick. The fans, the students, they're the ones that fill the stadium. You don't have an answer. You don't have to answer to anybody. You just have to answer to Robert Kraft. In the NFL. You know, and NFL stadiums. They are what they are. There's typically a good amount of fans that come to NFL games. But I mean, if this season continues to snowball downhill and North Carolina has less than 4 or 5 wins this season, the last couple of home games, I don't think there'll be many. You catch Duke, and that stadium, you'll get some more people there for the Duke game just because of the nature of the rivalry. Um, but man, I mean, if the fans and the students check out, that stadium's not going to be full, and that means concessions ain't being sold, merchandise ain't being bought, um, and that all takes a hit. Everything's better when the product on the field is better. I mean, heck, Clemson some of the Clemson fans are so tired and are, are so over the game that most of the Clemson fans have left, and they're the ones doing the beating. Unfortunately, the band probably wants to leave, but they can't. Uh, so I don't know what you do. I don't know what the fan base can do. There's nothing the fan base can do this season. Um, I don't know what the fan base can do. I mean, I don't think a head coaching change, that's not the answer. Because a new head coach, I don't think changes it a whole lot. Maybe a new offensive coordinator changes things some. Um, so I mean, and the referees, honestly, and the penalties against Clemson, and has been what has helped North Carolina move the ball down the field the most this second half. So the referees have been, North Carolina's biggest receiver when it comes to the passing game. And North Carolina has 6 penalties for 55 yards, and that's telling because coming into this game, North Carolina isn't a isn't a heavily penalized team. You know, I man, hey guys, I just got some of the best news. My wife is bringing me some honey hot chicken strips from Wing King, and if that pass isn't incomplete, I would be surprised. Oh, he caught it! Woohoo! Wow, what a catch, Lee caught! Holy smokes! Never touched the ground. What a pair of hands! Leacock with a pair of hands. Good gracious! Oh, let's run the ball again. Yeah, Bill. F. That's what I would say too, Bill. F. I mean, Jesus Pete. I mean, there is no sound in the stadium at all, and it's a false freaking start. Jesus. Get it together, Bill Belichick. Hey, Jordan Owens with the big time catch. Oh, man. Oh, man, Tar Heels. I think this is it. North Carolina might get some points here, guys. Might get some points. Those are few and far between. I'm just kidding. We're going to run the ball. Oh, there we go, Benjamin Hall. Get in there, big boy. Woo! Touchdown! Tar Heel! Woo! Tar Heels! Yeah! Got to play the soundbite. Oh man, let's change it. Let's change the score, baby. Hey, you shut up, Clemson cheerleader guy. They ain't blocking that kick. There we go, boys. Back in business. Hey, Joy. Welcome to the stream. 1/3 parts Hill brother. Yeah, Jesus Christ is right, Tori. It's not good. Everybody, Tori R. Clyburn, third member of the Hill Brothers. He comes in with a ripe Jesus Christ as soon as North Carolina scores their first touchdown of the game in the fourth quarter. Oh man. This is wonderful. Hey, Tori, have you watched any of the game, or you just happen to hop on and see see the score? Oh man, just happened to hop on. Well, I well if it's any indication, it was 35-3 at halftime, and it was 28-3 after the first quarter. So North Carolina's winning the second half. That's all I'm saying. North Carolina's winning the second half, baby. You know, North Carolina's outgained Clemson in the second half. They've outscored Clemson in the second half. It looks like North Carolina's a second half team to me. But, you know, I could be wrong. You know, I've been wrong before. You know, I think North Carolina's a second half team. I saw 28-3 after the first quarter. Yeah, I saw that too, and I thought, you know, I thought I might go blind after the fact, but you know, I can still see. Scoreboard from around the country. Georgia 35, Kentucky 7. Cincinnati still up on number 14, Iowa State 31-22. Number 20, Michigan up on Wisconsin 24-7. Illinois stepping on Purdue 40-27. That's top 25. Let's see what's going on in the Atlantic Coast. Clemson obviously up 38-10. Boston College is losing 48-0. Wake Forest is beating Virginia Tech 24-10. Campbell 7. NC State 35. And that is the only scores around the ACC. Oh man, oh man. All right, let's see if we can get another 3 and out and some score. Oh no, oh wow, wait a that that saved a big butt. That saved a bus right there. Man, shoestring tackle probably just saved 7 there. Hey, at least the field looks pretty, you know. The field looks nice, right? It's a nice field. They're just, oh, yeah, way to meet him in the hole. DeAndre Robinson just met him in the hole and said, not today. Yeah, shake your head, Debo. Y'all suck. You understand me? Y'all suck, Debo. Debo, same thing. Whatever, Dabo. Y'all garbage. Y'all might not win another game this season. The Gamecocks might beat y'all by 40. Sit on that one, Dabo. What? That pass was so. What? Oh, man, that pass was so far over his head. The hell? Heck did he just. What automatic? What's the automatic? Oh, man. Mm. Well, the announcer just said that, Jesus couldn't even help this North Carolina team. Man, how do we feel about that, chat? The announcer just said Jesus, with the miracle of turning water into wine, is the only thing that would help North Carolina, essentially. That's terrible. That's crazy. Only Jesus can help the football team. At Boston College, that'll be a win. SMU, they're getting smacked. Duke's probably going to smack them. Florida State's going to smack them. At LSU, they'll probably win that. Furman, they'll probably win that. South Carolina, probably going to smack them. They're eliminated. Shut up. Man, these announcers have done lost their ever loving mind. These people acting like North Clemson hanging 38 on North Carolina after being 1-3. They've really turned around their program. What? Have you not paid attention to North Carolina? Everybody hangs 38 on North Carolina if you're in a power four, if you're a power four team. It would be disturbing if you didn't hang 30 something points on North Carolina and you're a power four team. So don't act like you whooping up on North Carolina 38-10 in the fourth quarter means that Clemson has gotten this train back on the tracks and is full steam ahead. Because I promise you, they're probably not. They don't look great. It's not like they were world beaters out here and just out schemed North Carolina. No, North Carolina couldn't tackle. North Carolina couldn't cover. North Carolina couldn't punt the ball. Half the time, Clemson spent more time in North Carolina on fresh drives. We're going to call offensive pass interference there or not? Nah, I didn't think so. So let's not just automatically assume that Clemson's is on the comeback trail. They essentially played another Troy. They didn't play anybody good today. I promise you. Out of here with this mess. They've really changed things in the bye week. Clemson ain't changed a daggum thing. They just played a North Carolina team that is about as confused as a termite in a yo-yo. That's what you get, Dabo, going for it on a 4th and 6 because you want another tutty to make it look worse. I hope you get hemorrhoids. Better yet, I hope North Carolina goes down again and puts another touchdown on your bum tails. Man, the announcers got me hot, thinking that Clemson's is the juice. It is the fresh squeezed juice coming out of the bye week when clearly they're not. Done got me worked up. God almighty. Mm, I can't stand it. Man, oh man. Oh, Shane Gillis. Gotta love some Shane Gillis. Hmm. I mean, who's going to eat that? Honestly, any of y'all eating that mess? Do y'all eat that? Y'all really going to shove that in the microwave and eat it? Peppers and onions on top of steaks, reheat it? Nah, man, that ain't for me. Factor don't ain't factoring into my diet. You know what I'm saying? I mean, let's eat a $50 gourmet meal out of a microwave. Nah, man, that ain't for me. I'll pass. Mm. Man, these announcements got me upset like Corey Alexander in basketball season. Jason Staples. Here we go. Hey, at UNC, I guarantee I could give you exactly the same football results as this for 1/4 of the salary. But add those extra millions saved on me to funnel into the additional NIL, and I guarantee a much better product. Just putting it out there. Somebody hire Jason Staples. hey, hey, man, Jason. Eric Miller responded and said, "You're way too young." Jason Staples piped back by saying, "Not by Bill standards." That's awesome. I love Jason Staples. Shout out to Jason Staples. Oh, oh man, what a What a great day. Uh, Not a good series here for Max Johnson. Another illegal formation. That's like the fourth one on North Carolina. I mean, North Carolina can't even line up correctly coming out of the bye week. You can't even line up correctly. I just don't understand. I mean, we can't try somebody else out at punter because, dear God, this guy can't do it. Nobody cares about the 70 new players. UCF has 69 new players and blew out UNC. Oh man, oh man. This game can't get over fast enough. That way we're going to do a little post game. We're going to go into the bye week refreshed. Myself, Nathan, Tori, going to the ACC tip off. Can't wait to get some basketball content going for you guys. We'll still have the football content. Don't worry. We'll bring you the dirty diapers when we'll bring you the dirty diapers when it pertains to football. But maybe we can get some fresh, clean diapers and some positive feelings for you guys for the basketball season coming up. Yeah, so be on the lookout Tuesday, October 7th for a live show from ACC Tip Off in Charlotte, then a wrap up show, and plenty of content to come from the ACC Tip Off event where all three of the Hill brothers will be attending and bringing you some good stuff. Players, coaches, uh, maybe even get some beat writers to give us some FaceTime. You heard the man, Tori. We need basketball content. Football is done. Good gracious. If if I'm Clemson, I'm giving that guy the ball. 24 running with some authority. Raise up. North Carolina didn't raise up. They laid down. Man, these these streaming agencies trying to snipe our people to go watch their busted stream and steal all your personal information. They can really go away now. I mean, this game's over. 2 minute warning. Don't. Well, you can't call it 2 minute warning in college. Just a 2 minute timeout. I apologize. I apologize. NCAA, don't sue me, fine me, whatever. It's still the 2 minute warning though. Woo! 3rd and 8. North Carolina get off the field one more time in the in the game with the ball on the offensive side. Not with a chance to win, of course, but with a chance to hold the ball on the offensive side at the end of the game instead of letting the other team run it out in your own building. Um, gosh, guys, I'm not real sure what to say. I appreciate all y'all hanging out. We got 2 more minutes of I wouldn't call this football. I just call this a whooping. But needless to say, I've had a good time, communicating, you know, with the people. Uh, we had a lot of comments in the first half. People kind of got going and disappeared in the second half, understandably. Um, but man, it's never a disappointing day watching watching the Tar Heels play football. You're always going to get something out of it, and that something for me is this football team just is not good. Uh, and it's sad that that's the way that it is. Um, North Carolina, you got Thaddeus Dixon, a true sophomore, and Kamari House and Andrew Simpson. You got some talent on the defensive side of the ball. Then you go to the offensive side of the ball. You don't want to take any away from Jordan Ship. Jordan Ship is a phenomenal receiver. Um, Vari Green. We got a lot of young guys. Cower. That show potential, but Um, but as a whole, it just seems like this North Carolina team is just not as talented as other teams. And, and it, and in most cases, if you're not as talented, the fundamentals are that much more important. You have to play sound football every play of the game in order to be able to compete with the teams that have a lot of talent, like Clemson. Clemson has a ton of talent. Um, Even going into this season, I thought that this would be the score of the game. I am not surprised by the score of the game. Going into the season, I thought that this would be the score. It would be something like this just because North Carolina is at a talent deficiency. However, it's not what you want to see. Don't you throw a damn flag. Um, but the game against UCF, I didn't think I predicted North Carolina to win that game. I thought North Carolina would go down to the bounce house and get a win. I didn't think they'd beat TCU. I thought TCU had far too much talent returning. They knew who they were offensively. They knew who they were defensively. They were a much more sound defensive team, and that showed. However, wow, fucking dick. Um, this is insane. And this is what coaches are going to do all season. They're going to want to run up the score as much as they can against UNC just to say that they beat Bill Belichick by what is it going to be 45, 45. Ha ha! Stupid! You dummy! That served you right. Yes! That's what y'all get. You wanted to score another touchdown so bad. Oh man, that couldn't happen to a better bunch of people. Bunch of retards. You wanted to run the score up so bad. You're 1-3. You're not going anywhere special. But you want to run the score up so bad, and then you fumble. And then you don't get a chance to get that touchdown that you so desperately wanted. Just to say, oh, I beat Bill Belichick by such and such. You're just like Scott Frost. Just had to have that touchdown at the end of the game to make a point. Nobody cares. Get back to the Tar Heel game. Nobody cares about the Florida Gators. They're going to fire their head coach at the end of the season and not before. And that's going to do it, guys. Oh, no, North Carolina's going to take a timeout. Man, they took a timeout. Let's get one more play. One more play. Give us one more play, baby. Give us one more play. Get that tutty. Get that touchdown. Bust one wide open. Get that touchdown. Oh, thank God he dropped it. Oh, yeah, let's show Cade Klubnik. Oh, whoop de freaking do. Yeah. Timeout with 1 second on the clock. We're gonna get all the information we can get. Well, there goes the coverage on ESPN that ESPN's not very happy with. Since Bill Belichick wants to keep calling timeouts that don't mean anything, we're going to slide this coverage over to to Arch Manning, the underperforming Manning brother or Manning child. Um, and where he gets his first true road start. Blah 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 blah. You know, So oh, it went final. There we go, guys. We are finished. Toy we need basketball. That's old. Well, guys, I appreciate you coming out. This has been an awesome, awesome time. Uh, this watch party was a party. This watch party was a, oh man, fumbled the ball on. Oh no, he picked it up. Wow, fumbled on the first pass. Way to go, Florida guy. You're trash. Um, Maybe come North Carolina and you can fumble there too. Um, no, guys, honestly, this has been awesome. I appreciate every one of you for hanging out uh, during this absolute poo show of a football game. Hanging out with me. Go back in the chat and give a special shout out to, let's see, official Jaguar Gator 9. It is a JG9 raid. I appreciate you for bringing all your followers, all your people over here, showing up, bringing your people to the Hill Brothers, letting them know what's up. I hate that the game wasn't more competitive and we couldn't have a better example of Tar Heel football for you. But, unfortunately, that's what this is this year. This is just what we're going to get. So to all the people that came out, and hung out, watched, listened, appreciate y'all. If you're new to the channel, wherever you're watching, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, whatever this thing's on, like, share, subscribe. Tell your Tar Heel friends to come check us out. All the platforms we got: TikTok, Instagram. It's Hill Brothers on across all the socials. Tell your friends, tell your family. Come check out the Hill Brothers. I'm gonna catch you next time. I'm gonna go track down my brother, and we're gonna do a post mortem because this ain't a post game. Because uh, North Carolina is North Carolina died out there on that field today. But I appreciate you all for hanging out. We'll see you next time. Again, ACC tip off is Tuesday. We're going to go live from there. We're going to go live from the ACC tip off on Tuesday morning sometime. Tons of content coming from the basketball team on Tuesday. So y'all be on the lookout for that. Of course, 2 weeks from now, we'll have the scouting. We'll do a scouting report for Cal, pregame prediction. Then, we're going to run it back. We're going to be here whether the Tar Heels are terrible or they're winning. That's what we do. That's who we are. Hill Brother out.